Alright folks, just a quick little video. Today is the day I'm going to coat the inside of this petrol tank with POR 15 tank sealer. So just giving you a quick look inside what it looks like before I start, and I'll go through the whole process with you. So as you can see, it looks pretty bad, right? But with the processes I'm about to go through, this should come up looking like brand new. So just to show you what I've got over here, I have been and picked up the POR 15 metal prep. There you go. So I'm going to give it a wash out, flush out with this to prepare the surface, and then let it dry, and then it'll get this treatment, which basically you pour in and rotate the tank around and get it fully coated inside, and then let it dry for a few days. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to start off, I think, by, even though this says this is removes surface rust, I think I'm going to give it a wash out with my hydrochloric acid, just to give it a get rid of the worst of it, and then wash that out properly, and then use this product here, I think, just to make sure that I get rid of all that rust that you can see in there. So anyway, I'll start the process, and I'll keep you in the loop. Let's see how we go. Okay, so I thought I'd just do a little test run here. Again, this says it's supposed to remove surface rust, you can see there, and you're supposed to keep the surface wet for 20 minutes. So I'm just going to do a little test here with this on a washer that I've got sitting in this plastic container, which has surface rust on it. And I'm just going to sort of see what this stuff does, really. I'm going to give it 20 minutes, see if it removes that surface rust you can see there. Just so I get a better idea of what it's going to do to the inside of my tank. Again, I've sort of planned on using my hydrochloric acid to prep the inside of the tank, but if I don't need to, if this stuff does what it's supposed to do, then why bother? So I'm going to give this 20 minutes and see how it comes up. We'll check back with you in a minute, in 20 minutes. Okay, so here we are. It's been 20 minutes. And I actually took the that steel washer out of the container of the treatment, but it stayed wet. So it does the same thing. I figured it might need some air or oxygen to sort of help it work. So anyway, it's been 20 minutes. The washer on the right has not been treated. The one on the left has been treated for 20 minutes. As you can see, it still sort of looks rusty, and I don't know if how much the metal prep has done. To be fair, the container says it's just supposed to treat the rust, I guess, and coat the steel with zinc, I believe. Yep, zinc. And phosphate, is it? Zinc phosphate, there you go. Just reading the package. So assumedly it's doing its thing. What I'd probably do now is just let it dry off, which is what you got to do with the tank as well, after you've treated it for 20 minutes. And then from there on, it should be ready to coat with the sealant. So nothing spectacular going on here. Like I say, nothing like what you'll see with the hydrochloric acid, because that'll just strip the steel bare. But that's okay. That's what I'm doing it for. So basically, I'm going to do that process now. I'm going to, as you can see, I've just put a temporary cap on the fuel sender hole, It's just an old plastic cap that I had. I put a couple of screw holes in it and I'm just screwing it through the holes that are in the tank, through the self-tapped holes. And then on this side I've got a bung to put in there, so I'm just going to pour a bit of acid inside this now, give it a good old flush out. It'll take like 5 minutes just to give it a good flush out. Pour the acid out, give it a flush out with the hose, and then get rid of the bulk of the water, and then I will pour in the metal prep and give that a swish around, let it sit for 20 minutes and give it a wash out from there, dry it off, and let it dry out completely before pouring in the tank sealer. So that's my process. I'll show you a bit as I'm going, but I'm going to have gloves on and be pretty much playing with liquids and stuff here, so I probably won't show you the process as much as just show you in between what I'm doing, and we'll see how this all works. Alright, back in a second. I am going to pour the hydrochloric acid inside the tank now and show you what that's doing on the inside of this tank. So here I am. So basically, if I was to hold this up to the camera, you can see the neck maybe of the tank is, got a lot of surface rust on it. Just very light surface rust. Again, I've cleaned this last weekend and gave it a good de-rust, and that was all bare steel, and that's just surface rust that's come back over the last week. So I am looking to remove that now before I put the metal prep in this tank. So I've got my plastic funnel here, and I've got my hydrochloric acid. I just need to put it enough in here just to wet the surface really. Won't take very much to clean this off. Try that. And from here I just gently roll the tank around and coat the whole inside of the tank with the acid. Carefully. So you've seen what it looked like at the start, how the surface rust was coating the inside of it. So I'll show you what this looks like in a second, just from doing this. Losing a little bit out of that bung there. It's going to be a little bit careful here. So now if I can show you the inside of this tank now. Let's grab this here. See if I can get a shot inside the tank. So what's it doing? You can see, what can you see? Still looks pretty brown there, doesn't it? I'm not sure if that's the acid sitting. Liquid, which has gone rusty coloured. I'll just tip it up a little bit and do that again. What can we see? Yeah, you can see it's clear. Alright, so you can see what that's done to that inside of that tank. Look how clean it is now. There's a few spots there I still need to get to, so I'm just going to swish this around a little bit more now. And I mean, even on the neck here, see where the acid is splashed around the neck here a little bit. It's just taking it right back to the bare steel. So works really well. So let's just set this back up again if I can. Somewhere there. a bit more of a swish around. So we get into those seams. Just a swishing action of the acid is enough just to wash that rust off the surface. Now I'm just going to put the bung in here briefly just to get around this side of the tank where this filler neck is. Pour it up that way. Now I can just get to that surface, get that neck all clean. So again, if I just hold this up to the camera, you can see how clean that neck is now, hopefully. So I think that's about all I need to do in here. It should be clean enough at least. I can pull this out now. I'm just going to pull this out. I'm going to have to give this area a bit of a hose off. You can see the kitty cats are walking around here, so be careful of those guys. Anyway, that is clean. This should be very clean. I can see inside here it's looking really good. I'll give you another shot once I've poured all the acid out. Off camera. Right, I think that will do. I'm going to pour this out now and give it a wash out with the hose. And maybe a little bit of simple green there I've got as well. Just to try and get rid of as much of that acid as possible. Give it a good old flush out with the hose. Now, smells clean, no acidy smell, so that's good. Alright, so I'm going to pour the whole contents of this in, I think. What did it say? Yeah, just need to coat it all, so I'm not going to go cheap on it. I need to do this properly. Right, so there's the entire quart of metal prep gone in. I'll put my bung back in the hole here. And the glove hasn't lasted very well. But not too worried now, I've got rid of all the acid, so I'm pretty safe from here out. Alright, so let's just give this a good swish around, I guess. see some of this coming out the breather hole. It just did. That's good. Right. Okay, so I've just poured the rust preventive product into the tank and gave it a good swish around. So that's sitting in there. I'm just going to rotate the tank every 5 minutes or so, just to keep the inside of the tank wet with the product. Make sure it does its thing. I guess it actually etches the steel was the metal was the purpose of this product. So I'm going to just rotate this every 5 minutes for about 20 minutes. Make sure it's done everything it's supposed to do. Then give it a flush out with some water and let it dry. I'll probably get a dryer in there and dry it out as much as I can, I think, otherwise it will take forever. Because I really want to get some sealer on this today, so that's the process. I'll come back after 20 minutes and show you what it looks like on the inside of the tank. Okay, so here is the inside of my tank after actually 2 treatments with the metal prep. I thought I might as well do it a couple of times. I've got the time to do it, and I thought 2 times is better than 1, so it's looking pretty good. I'm happy with the finish I can see in there. I'm now going to let this dry out and put the seal coat on the inside. Alright, so I'll show you how that comes out. It's hot. Okay, here's the last shot just before I do the tank sealing process. I'll just show you inside here. So this is what it's looking like. All nice and dry, and as clean as it's going to get. Alright, so I am just going to go ahead and get the tank sealer, get that a stir up and pour it in and show you what that looks like. Out for now. Alright, here we are. I'm ready to do my tank sealer. You can see I've got it here. It's a silvery grey colour and it's all mixed up. So I'm all set to go here. Got my funnel. Let's set this up over here and see if I can show you what I'm doing. Hopefully. Here we go. One thing I didn't do was a rag. Here, that will do for now. Get it all in there. Like so. Wash out in a minute. Get my other bung here. There's in there. Make sure to push it right in, of course. Get it suck on that. On the other side, really now it's just a case of making like a concrete mixer, I suppose, and I've taken the inspection, sorry, the bung out of the filler hole, so you're going to see inside for the tank at the same time as I am for the first time. And there it is. You can see there's paint still sitting in there. I've just got to pull that out. I'm just sort of seeing what coverage is like. I think it's okay. So I'm going to pour off the excess now. And let this set up for a few days. And then I'll show you the finished article. But I'm hoping that's going to be like a brand new tank. Alright, I'll show you the finished result in a few days. Cheers. Alright, just a little update here. I've decided I can't keep my hands off this petrol tank. And so you can see it looks a little bit different now. I've been over it with a Scotch-Brite pad and some acetone and cleaned off all that old rust converter that was on there and the remains of the hydrochloric acid that was eaten into that. And you can see I'm sort of back to the original condition now. So I've done both sides. So it's looking a lot cleaner now. I've decided, because I've got half a can of the tank sealer left, and the fact that it's so hard, I think I'm going to use it on the outside of this tank as well. And it's a cool, nice silver colour. So I guess the best way of describing this is the back of that. It's not a very good example. Let's see, here's the bung I had in the fuel sender hole, and this is what it looks like with the coat of that tank sealer on it. And it is extremely hard. I mean, it hasn't been 24 hours since I put this product on, and it just feels like it's good to go already. Really amazing stuff, actually. Like, you can't put your nail into it and mark it. The closest thing I can sort of describe it as is an epoxy. If you've ever worked with an epoxy, you'll know how hard that gets, and the sort of the finish, the shine it gets on it. Well, that's what this stuff is like. So I am going to use up the other half, not even the other half of the can, I imagine, and coat the outside of this tank in the same product. I've got a little mini roller, and I'm simply just going to roll it on. I don't care if it's a texture finish, obvious reasons. So as you can see, it's not tank's not perfect. You can probably see now it's got a few lumps and bumps and dents in it, but not bad considering it's 50 years old. So I'm going to finish the outside of this now. I'm not worried about that light surface rust. This stuff is supposed to seal that stuff in as well, so I'm just going to go for it, coat this thing up. I'll probably just have to do one side at a time, obviously, so I can spin it over. We'll see how that goes, and I'll show you the end result. Okay, well, here it is, day 3 of this process, and here is the finished tank. As you can see, I got the outside coated up with the same tank sealer product, and this is how it's come out. This is just dried overnight. I'm happy with the result. It's got a little bit of dust and crap in it, but nothing too bad. The wind kicked up when it was still wet outside here, but I put it inside overnight and let it dry off, and so this is how it's come out. Obviously this is the top side, and underside, as you can see, yes, it's got a couple of dents in that front face there, but I'm really not worried about that. It's going to be a really good functional tank. Just show the inside here again if I can. So it looks like on the inside. Again, you're going to see where the remaining tank sealer is run a bit there at the back, or the bottom, whatever you want to call it. But that'll be completely hard, just like the cured, just like the rest of it, so I'm not worried about that. So there you go. That is good to go in the car. It's been what I'd call quite a satisfying process, seeing it at this stage. So when I come to put it in the car, I'll give you an update then, but that's going to be a little way off yet. It's not the most important thing I have to actually concentrate on right now. Next mission is to roll the engine under the car, so I'll show you that when it happens also. Alright, that's my tank refurbishment video done and dusted.